It's Texas Secession Month, and I'm Second Lieutenant Commander Lee. This is the February 2020 Texian Dispatch video newsletter. I'd like to start off with a little bit about who we are. We are the Sons of Confederate Veterans, Alamo City Guards, Camp number 1325. Our mission is to honor our Confederate ancestors who fought to defend their homes and families during the great conflict known as the American Civil War between 1861 and 1865, to remember their struggles and sacrifices, and to ensure that their memories and the causes for which they fought are never forgotten. Membership is open to male descendants aged 12 years and older. We have a cadet program for young men aged 12 years and younger. Friends of the Sons of Confederate Veterans or Alamo City Guard Camp can be male, female, of any age, and you don't have to have a Confederate ancestor. Meetings are on the first Thursday of every month at Luby's Cafeteria at 911 North Main in San Antonio, Texas. February 6th, we have a special election, so there will be no lecture, but join us on March 5th when we celebrate Captain William Edgar's birthday with Walter Wilson and his presentation on Confederate naval operations off the Texas coast. We just had a birthday, Alamo City Guards. Our camp was chartered January 31st, 1975, making us officially 45 years old. You know who else is turning 45 this year? Probably know Angelina Jolie, and Charlize Theron, and Andre 3000 of the Outkast fame, who has a multitude of hits, including Miss Jackson, where he famously wore a Confederate flag belt buckle, in which he said represented his love for the South. Let's talk about Texas secession. Sam Houston, known to the Five Tribes as Black Raven, was against the rush to leave the Union. He wanted to wait it out and let cooler heads prevail. Unfortunately, that wasn't to be. Delegates of the convention gathered on the second floor of the Capitol building and in 3 days adopted the Texas Ordinance of Secession. In San Antonio, federal forces surrendered to Ben McCulloch, causing the evacuations of all Texas forts, including the western frontier. Our namesake Captain William Edgar was appointed by the Committee of Public Safety to commandeer all federal assets, including the arsenal, which is now HEB headquarters. I gotta tell you, Robert E. Lee was severely disappointed it had come to this. See, he was a U.S. colonel stationed here at the time, which meant he had to evacuate too. So many friends and people he cared about, a community he helped to build, was gone in the blink of an eye. And I'm sure the Tex-Mex had a little something to do with it. Texas was admitted March 23rd and was the fourth state to join the Confederacy. There are many contributing factors when it comes to the outbreak of the war, from tariffs to cultural and political differences between agrarian and industrial societies, states' rights, constitutional liberties. You may be asking, why did Texas secede? I'll break it down for you. Texas was fed up with the feds not protecting the lives and property along the western frontier from raiding Indians and Mexican bandits, nor would they reimburse Texas for the defense expenditures. The North had been for years funding raids to either murder citizens, burn down towns, and even poison property. The politically backed abolitionist movement was becoming more destructive and deadly, taking over newly formed states by violence and mob rule. Surely John Brown's raid at Harper's Ferry fresh on their minds? The delegates established that the North was in violation of their constitutional rights. No person held to service or labor in one state under laws thereof escaping into another shall in consequence of any law or regulation therein be discharged from such service of labor, but shall be delivered up on claim of the party to whom such service or labor may be due. Guards, that property was people. Read it for yourselves. Of all the reasons they had to leave the Union, slavery was the most dominant factor in Texas's decision to secede. Denial doesn't help our cause. It's our history. Now own it. What does the Buckhorn Saloon, the Confederacy, and Frost National Bank all have in common? Thomas Claiborne Frost. Frost is one of the delegates who signed the Texas Articles of Secession and served as a lieutenant colonel for the Confederate States during the war. Post-war, Frost established successful mercantile, freight, and auctioneering businesses. In 1892, Frost bought a banking business, and 7 years later, Frost National Bank received its charter. He served until his death in 1903, never taking the oath of amnesty, meaning he died a true Confederate. You know, I wonder how many people anti-everything Confederate bank with Frost. Imagine the irony! Considering everything with ties to the Confederacy is under scrutiny now, wouldn't that make Frost Banks and Frost Tower just as offensive as the Confederate monuments that are being taken down? The Frost logo is on Spurs jerseys, advertisement, and TV, billboards, and more. It's growing daily. Ignorance is bliss, right? The Robert E. Lee Hotel sits right across the street from Frost Tower, and it gets chastised, vandalized, ridiculed, when at least Lee himself ate the dog and took the oath of amnesty to become an American citizen again. You're probably like, why'd you bring up the Buckhorn Saloon? T.C. Frost has a section at the Buckhorn Saloon's Texas Ranger Museum if you'd like to learn more about him and his time as a lawman. They even have a Rip Ford display that I really enjoyed. Take some time and go, especially you locals who have never been. If you'd like to learn more about camp activities, Texas Secession, or T.C. Frost, download the Texian Dispatch newsletter at alamocityguards.com. Join us at our next camp meeting. Visitors are always welcome. We meet at 6 p.m. to eat and mingle and 7 p.m. for the meeting. Bring a friend, family member, or a new recruit. Can't make the meeting? Catch every live stream online. Well, that's it for this month. Until next time, let justice be done though the heavens fall.